So Brandi and I are out here wandering around. Hey, Brandi, and I wanted to give you all a little quick walkthrough of our little hops adventure that we've got going on. So a couple of years ago, Ed from Valley Farms down the street in Forestell stopped my wife and I as we were out up over here in this field working on pulling some weeds and planting and doing some other fun things. And he pulled in and said, hey, are you guys interested in a co-op that the state Department of Agriculture sponsored? And I told him initially, no, not really, but leave the information. My son might be interested in doing it. And so we ended up becoming a part of a cooperative that was, again, sponsored by the Missouri Department of Agriculture with the intent of planting and sourcing more locally grown hops. So here is our little hops yard. So you can see we have 4 rows. These are 6-inch by 6-inch by 16-foot posts supported by cables. These little red guys, actually I think they're about 4 feet tall, so that's 2 or 3 feet in the ground. These were super fun putting in the ground. But what is the hops? You know, it's really interesting what it is. It's this climbing plant that climbs up these twine pieces that we secure to the top of the cable, and it creates these interesting little buds, these little bundles. They almost look like little teeny tiny banana bundles, you know. But these are what are used in a variety of things, bittering agents in beer and in some other homeopathic remedies, lotions, other things. It's really cool. So what'll happen next, and you can see this one's really going, it's growing all over the place, climbing all over everything. What'll happen next when it's time to harvest is we'll actually cut the top of the twine and the bottom of the twine, and then we bring the whole thing in to a harvesting machine that's at Ed's property there at Valley Farms in Forestell off Dietrich, not too far from here, about 5-minute drive. And he puts it through the machine, and essentially it separates all of the little buds. And you can see these ones are just starting there. And these ones over here are much more mature. If we walk across over here, these ones are much more mature. See those guys? It separates those from the rest of the plant. And that is what is sold by the pound based on how dry it is, like many other agricultural products. So it's been a lot of fun. This will be our 2nd full year of harvest. There is some chance we might get a 2nd harvest this year. If we harvest it soon, depending on how Oliver and Ed and the co-op feels about the timing, some of these are probably ready to harvest. So we could grow up another, another crop, I guess, and see if we can get a harvest there before we get a freeze in October or so. So that's essentially what I wanted to share with you. You know, this hops yard gets a lot of attention. We get a lot of questions. What is it? How's it doing? It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of work. But these little hops, guys, as they grow up, are just the most interesting things to see. Right, Brandi? Brandi says, yep. All right, now she's going to go run around a little bit. So thanks again for checking in. We sure have had a fun day. I'll add a couple of comments about, oh, don't drink that water. Don't drink that. Let's go over here. Comments about growth, about plants. You know, each plant, like all the plants you see over here, have a specific need for cultivation, just like the hops does. And we have to make sure that we provide the plants with what they need to grow, to their fullest potential. So as parents, as leaders, as teachers, as mentors, whatever other role we might be in, we have to do our best to seek out and find what our pupils or children or whoever it is that we're working with, as you would work with a plant or a flower or a hops yard. We have to make sure that we foster and grow those things the way that they need to be fostered and grown according to that great plan that we're all a part of. So thanks for tuning in. See you later. Say bye, Brandi. Bye. Brandi, say bye. Brandi. Oh, off she goes.